And then this is Kenner French with VastSolutionsGroup.com. Thanks for joining us for the Vast Voice, where we go over specifics relating to entrepreneurs, typically helping them lower their taxes and prepare for retirement. I was asked recently by a client to put together a little bit of a podcast on commercial real estate investment opportunities and the good elements of investing in commercial real estate. And that's what I'm doing. That's what this podcast is going to be about. We're going to talk about just that, commercial real estate investment opportunities and the positives. Why don't we get straight to it? Remember that commercial real estate is purchased with the intention of making money, obviously. It also excludes smaller residential properties. Residential properties must have at least 5 units to be considered commercial property. Renting a home, or maybe even a duplex or a threeplex, triplex, does not qualify. Several common types of property that qualifies as commercial properties that we'll be outlining here in this small little podcast. Number one, retail shopping. This is the type of property most beginning investors envision when considering commercial properties. Maybe a strip mall, large shopping center, a beauty salon, gas station, or any other retail property. It can be a single unit, such as a standalone flower shop, as an example. Even larger stores, such as Walmart, often lease their buildings from someone else, as a matter of fact. Apartment buildings with 5 units or more. Few of us have not lived in large complexes at one point in our life, maybe in college, etc. This category includes smaller buildings with several units to large multi-building complexes that house thousands of people. Now, also office buildings, whether small or large, any office building satisfies the requirements of a commercial property. Hotels, motels, resorts, these larger properties can generate a lot of income, a lot. Medical buildings, your doctor or dentist may be in such a building as an example. Warehouses, mobile home parks. Mobile home parks are just another type of commercial property. The tenant pays rent for the lot. Some parts also rent the homes themselves. Self-storage facilities, if you've ever decided your garage was too full, you might have used services of a self-storage facility as an example. Industrial property, let's say this could be manufacturing facility or any type of a industrial property. What's the difference between a retail property and an industrial property? Retail properties are usually in the business of selling a product or a service directly to the average consumer. Retail properties also have consumers on the site. You can probably think of other types of commercial properties: private airports, senior facilities, ranches, farms, movie theaters, bowling alleys, etc. Commercial properties are very common. There's little reason for the beginning investor to feel intimidated. Believe me, there really is no reason to be intimidated by such an endeavor as going into commercial real estate. It's easy to see that some of these types require more financing or expertise than others. Start with a type of property that you may understand, feel comfortable with, not be intimidated by. There really is something for every type of investor out there. So why don't we just go ahead and delve into the specifics of the advantages of commercial real estate, and then you can decide on your own if it makes sense. Any type of real estate that potentially it could be a good investment depending on the circumstances. Certain types of commercial investments are riskier than others, but commercial properties can offer great financial rewards, sometimes more than smaller residential properties. Commercial real estate has several advantages over residential investing activities. Now let's go over them specifically. There's much less competition. There's not nearly as many people in the commercial world. So what does demand equal when what does price equal when demand is less than supply? Well, you get it. There are many home buyers out there. There truly are, obviously. Most real estate investors are more comfortable with smaller residential properties. If you can get over that discomfort, you'll find there's less competition then. Number two, significantly higher income opportunity. Leasing commercial real estate is much higher in cost per square foot than found in residential real estate. Many single-family properties can rent for maybe even less than 75 cents a square foot, depending on the circumstance and where you are. An office in a high-rise building might cost, $200 a square foot, depending on the circumstances. Single-family properties return usually, let's say 1 to 4, maybe 1 to 5% annual basis. Commercial properties can return sometimes 6, maybe sometimes as high as 12, depending. Risk of vacancies usually is lower. Even in today's world, if you've ever owned rental homes, a vacancy can be devastating. A few months without a tenant can be expensive. However, A vacancy in a 25-unit apartment building is usually, you might only have a loss of maybe 4% of your rental income. Number 4, prices are easier to evaluate. Commercial real estate pricing is normally based on the income they provide. Sometimes you can call it the yield depending on the circumstance. An office building, shopping center, or apartment building is priced as a business. Businesses are priced on income or profit. Residential real estate prices are based on several other factors, including how desirable the property is to, well, any buyer. Sellers are more flexible and less emotional. A piece of commercial real estate, it's just a business, just a numbers game. By default, the owners are more likely business people. Homeowners are more emotional when making decisions regarding the sale of their house. That comes into play. Commercial real estate owners view everything as a business decision. Commercial real estate owners can also be very flexible on price and terms. Everything is up for negotiation typically. Now, more potential for capital gains. This is a general statement. There are commercial properties available that cost over $100 million, believe it or not. A 10% appreciation on $100 million, sure beats a 10% appreciation on a $100,000 property, right? Larger investments have the potential for much larger returns as a result. Commercial investing can overcome many of the limitations of investing in single-family homes. Commercial properties are easier to appraise. The vacancy rate is lower, and the potential for gain is much greater. Just consider all these advantages when really deciding on what is right for your situation. But what I would say is, generally speaking, commercial real estate makes a lot more sense. The numbers usually present themselves in favor of someone who wants to invest in commercial real estate versus, let's say, a single-family home. Now, if you have any questions, we have a lot of relationships. All of our investors and all of our clients, pretty much, I would say, actually the number's 98%. 98% of our clients are real estate investors. What I would say is, if you have any questions, either we can answer them. If we can't, some of our other people with whom we conduct business can help. We're here for you as a resource, as an entrepreneur. Once again, this is Kenneth French signing off. Thank you very much for listening to The Vast Voice. Anything to help the entrepreneur, that's what we do.